I've heard complacency kills. What does that mean, and how does that apply to my parent recovery? We'll let Sarah go first.
Complacency kills is it's frightening because it does kill, because addiction is something that will lead to death if it's not treated. And so complacency on the part of the parent is enabling the addiction to kill your child, and it will if it's not treated and you don't do anything. So that's why complacency kills, because you're not doing anything, you're not taking any steps, you're not being active. It's something that, it's like a war. You have to be active in fighting that war. If you're just passive and sit there, then you're going to lose the war.
I kind of hate this question because it's so real. I have been to way too many funerals for young adults, and I have been a friend and a support person to way too many moms and dads that have lost their kid. I have lost my kid to life. He's physically alive, but his addiction has taken him from me. And it is not always because the parent doesn't do their shit. There are times where they will die because they just do, because they have overdosed on a strength of a drug that they're not used to. That maybe they got sober and they went out and got some heroin that was laced with fentanyl and they weren't expecting it. Shit happens. Suicide, overdose is real, and in our world, it's scary. And so as a parent, as a young in recovery, you do everything we've been talking about. And you go to bed with your head on the pillow, and you say the serenity prayer, and you give your child over to God, and you know you're doing the best you can today. You live the slogans, you take them into your life, and you pray. And you do everything you can for your kid while their brain is developing, so that in hopes, once their brain is developed, they will make really good decisions. Sorry.
That's good. Mark?
I mean, I'm grateful. I've known like a few teenagers that were in Cornerstone, a few that were, I actually looked up to and lived with and had many conversations staying up all night, and, it's like really, really close connections that also have, overdosed, died, because of, complacency in their own program and from, parents. And that's something that I'm extremely grateful for when it comes to my mom, especially throughout the whole process of being in Cornerstone and like working with her. I just wanted to touch up on how my mom, was just there like the whole time, she was working a harder program than I was, and it just benefited me like a lot more, and I didn't always like see that while I was in Cornerstone, but like the feeling of like awakening and not really like realizing that, a lot of the reason I'm like where I'm at today is because she kept doing her shit,
I'll just add on to that, my family saved my life before I was ready to save my life. And they did that through not getting caught up in the herd, not caring what everybody else was doing. They didn't care what the neighbors thought. They didn't care what the other parents thought, in the program. It was, and I was fortunate enough to grow up in a family where there was plenty of dysfunction. okay? But they did what they said they were gonna do, all right? And that's, for as long as it took. And that's what saved my life until I was in a position where my brain developed enough and I had enough self-esteem to start making healthier decisions for myself. So this is a great question, and it is a real thing. And it's not like, and it's not like in a scare tactics kind of way, like, oh, your kid's gonna die. But it's, I've also been doing this my entire adult life, that for the, dual diagnosis clients, it's not gonna go away. It may kind of go into remission for a while, but it's not gonna go away. You're gonna be all of the time, my phone rings. I met with a 27-year-old former client that has a child now that is 27 years old, and she can't stop smoking weed every day, and she hates her life. Now, is she about to die? No, she's not. She's just generational, right? Generational addiction. And, for most of us, unless we make drastic changes and stick with them, this is not gonna go away. We can get placated for a while. They can go off to college for 7 years, to get their bachelor's degree that you can pay for. You can do stuff like that, but your child's not gonna stop being your child.